Y'all, this is our take. This is Mark the moderator.
Thanks.com. The game is the game. Always.
Leaf is only family. Brooklyn forever. Shout out to all black businesses, including this one, Our Take Sports Show.
Avery the Process. Shout out to Ray Allen. All-time leader in 3 points made.
All right.
Not for too long.
Okay. So I just want to bring up something. This was a conversation on another sports show, but we're going to talk about it right here. So we know that the NFL MVP is generally handed out to mostly quarterbacks. There's only been 3 running backs in the history of the NFL that has received the MVP award. Is it fair to say that the MVP award is skewed because of it is designated majority for quarterbacks? And should we give it the weight that is given, being that it's not a balanced and fair award because other guys don't have the opportunity of winning it, like a Derrick Henry with the back-to-back seasons that he's had? What's your take?
I can agree with you, because here's the thing that's funny to me. How can you win Offensive Player of the Year but then not win MVP that goes to another offensive player? Like, that makes no sense to me, right? And that goes for league-wide, and that goes for rookies when they do it for rookies too. Like, that makes no sense, right? So I do think it's skewed, and I think the MVP at this point is more a popularity contest and who they want to keep on the higher mantle, which is the quarterback, because that's who they generate most of the fandom shit to is the quarterback. But yeah, Derrick Henry definitely. And listen, I'm not knocking Patrick. I'm not knocking Aaron Rodgers, right, for what they did this year. But what Derrick Henry did, 2,000 yards, bro, only 5 running backs did that? If that much?
Is it 5? It's 8 running backs?
4 to 5 backs? 8 did that? Okay. So
it's been done 8 times. I don't know the number of backs. It's been done 8 times.
Okay. Backs-wise, I mean, Chris Johnson.
Henry, Jamal Lewis, I think CJ.
Chris Johnson,
Sean Alexander, AP, and Derrick
Sean Alexander, because he won MVP off his 2,000-yard year.
Hey, let me get it all right for y'all. O.J. Simpson,
thank you, Avery.
Eric Dickerson, Barry Sanders, Terrell Davis, Jamal Lewis, Chris Johnson, Adrian Peterson. There you have it.
Chris Johnson and who?
Adrian Peterson.
Also, Sean Alexander didn't do it.
No.
It's 8 backs.
No. Oh, okay. 8. No. So 8 backs. In all the running backs in NFL history, only 8 backs to do that. That it's right actually, there is something.
Fellas, it's actually 7. It's 7 backs.
No, 8. Now you add in Henry.
No.
Oh, now, okay.
With Derrick Henry, you got Barry Sanders, Terrell Davis, Jamal Lewis, AP, OJ, Chris Johnson, and Derrick Henry. 7.
Sean Alexander
didn't do it.
That's what I thought. I know he didn't get it.
Okay. All right.
Wait a second. Can we stop? Can we stop? Can we get the math right, please? Adrian Peterson, Chris Johnson, Jamal Lewis, right? You got Jamal Lewis. I'm counting. And then you got Terrell Davis, Barry Sanders, Eric Dickerson, O.J.
Eric Dickerson
Simpson.
Didn't do it.
Eric Dickerson did it in 1984.
1984,
2105.
Yeah, he's an all-time record holder.
Yeah, so that's what you was missing, Mark.
Okay.
1984 got 2105.
Okay.
Yeah, he's right. Eric Dickerson is on here. Yeah.
Okay.
And he has the all-time. He has the most in NFL history.
2105.
Yeah,
I see it.
It's such a short list, and it doesn't happen that much that he has to win the MVP. It was like when Westbrook averaged a triple-double. We ain't see it in so long, and it's something that doesn't get done. Like, how can you not reward this person with and not only did he get to 2,000 yards, is what he means to his team. You feel what I'm saying? He's everything to that team. So there's no way in hell he doesn't win Offensive Player of the Year and MVP. So it makes no sense.
Derrick Henry. I got that right?
Mm-hmm.
So he is what quarterbacks are now. 36 attempts plus, right? 30 attempts a game. He's rushing for 200. He's getting more on the ground than what most quarterbacks are getting per game. I don't see how he doesn't.
200 yards back to back.
Yeah. I don't see how he doesn't. I see how he doesn't win MVP, but realistically, he should win MVP.
But let's go back to the topic is it a fair award if you know it's skewed towards one position?
No.
Is it a fair award?
Because the emphasis is put on the quarterback. But that's what I was saying earlier. Remember, we had that conversation. That's why you got Offensive Player of the Year. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of bevy it out. But you know that MVP is going to be a quarterback. So did we get that stat? Who's the last MVP non-quarterback?
I'll look it up right now.
Oh, it was Aaron Donald.
He won MVP?
I don't think he won MVP. He didn't win MVP. He
was a defensive player. He was a defensive player.
Let's go back and look.
The last person might be Lawrence Taylor.
Or was it AP?
I'm gonna tell you right now. It might, Avery. You might be right.
Because there's no way.
But to answer the question, I think verbiage matters. I think the MVP award is named properly. I don't think they intended to do it.
Adrian Peterson, 2010.
2012.
Yes.
I don't think they do it, but MVP is named properly because valuable is subjective, right? So I think a better name for the award would probably be the MOP, the most outstanding player. And that's definitely Derrick Henry this year. I think in order for a back or somebody else to win the award, there has to be a down year for quarterbacks. Because I think I would give the award to Henry, but you can't look at Aaron Rodgers' numbers. 48 touchdowns, and was he less than 10 interceptions this year?
Yeah, he put up some numbers. Yeah,
Aaron did his thing.
Yeah, number one seed in the NFC. So it's gonna have to be a year where a quarterback doesn't do that well, and the running back is just so far and above them that they would have to win. I'd have to go back to look at that year that Peterson won it.
But Banks, I got to bring something up because Lee said it in a previous segment. When you're in a pass-friendly league, and now you have a running back doing what Derrick Henry is doing in this type of league, and backs is barely getting 1,000 yards, and you got backs barely getting 1,400 yards, and you got a dude that's putting up 2,000 yards as a back in this league. That's phenomenal, man. And that's
think
what
about this, Banks. He doubled. His rushing yards doubled most of the starting running backs in the NFL.
Yo, if I got it right, somebody could correct me. Yo, he's like 700 yards ahead of the second guy, G. He's like 700 yards ahead of Dalvin Cook. Put that in perspective. We ain't talking about 100. We're talking about 700 yards ahead of Dalvin Cook, if I got it right. Last time I checked, Dalvin Cook had a good season. He rushed for like 1,500 yards. This guy had 2,000.
Avery, you could say he's about 450. 450.
Okay.
62 more carries.
That's crazy.
Yo, and to get 400 yards, you're actually talking about maybe 6 games. You're talking about maybe 5 to 6 games to amass 400 more yards for Dalvin Cook to get to 2,000. So that's why I said, kid, what this kid, but he can't get his due because, Leaf wrapped it up nicely. You're going to get the Offensive Player Award, but you're not going to get the MVP and y'all both play offense? That's ridiculous, man.
Weird. That's the way the NFL's designed.
But it's how the system is set up. This is how but the narrative that fans will follow is that the award has we give so much credit to the NFL MVP without really looking at the actual award itself. And Banks, and I think, I said it. I've said it many times. This title, most valuable player, to me is bullshit, because every player has a level of value to their team. You can't skew it based upon likability, and a lot of it comes down to likability. That's all it really comes down to. Because, MVPs to me, a guy is going to be valuable to that team. That doesn't mean he's the best in the league. MVP, I grew up thinking that you're the most valuable player, you're the best player in the league itself. Mm-hmm. It's not that 100%. Anymore.
It ain't that.
I got a question, though. 100%. I got a question. As an NFL GM, would you take Derrick Henry, or I'll let you put whoever you consider the best dual threat back, Saquon, Dalvin Cook, or whatever? Would you take Derrick Henry over any of these people? And
that's a great question. It's a great question.
The reason I asked that question is now Derrick Henry's a throwback. He's going to be in the backfield. That's it. Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook. You can split these guys out. They're catching the ball coming out of the backfield and all that. So that's what I would want to do.
But what's so crazy?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Avery. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say that, let's not. I think we definitely, without question, and I know I'll do it sometimes. We undervalue the offensive line tremendously. We undervalue the offensive line. Case in point is Zeke has not looked the same without the same guys in front of him. Derrick Henry, for the past few years, has had one of the better offensive lines in front of him.
Because remember before that, people were saying he's another Alabama bust.
Right, because if I remember when he got drafted, they had this video of his footwork, and this guy was stepping all over the ladder. So there was this idea that he wasn't going to be good. So I gotta say that a lot of it is attributed to who the guys are in front of you. So that's a great question, Banks, and I don't know if I can necessarily answer that. Go ahead,
because it's based on
I
system.
I would pick somebody though. If I had to pick another back right now and not Derrick Henry, I'll go with Nick Chubb.
I'm not trying to do some left field stuff.
No. I'm not doing left field because if you think about it, Nick Chubb shares carries. He only had 190 attempts this year, and he hit 1,000 yards, bro.
Yeah, but
Derrick Henry had 372.
But answer the question, Banks. Yeah. Let me answer the question. Is this seeing what Derrick Henry has done? If I'm setting up a franchise like you asked the question, I'm going to build just like what was said. I'm going to take Derrick Henry because I know what he can do if I put a line in front of him. If I know that I can put a line in front of this kid, he is going to be a bell cow back. Now, how long can he do it is another story.
Good point.
But he also got 2,000 all-purpose yards last season. So keep that in mind as well. So that means you can get him the ball out of the backfield as well.
Not necessarily, Mark. If he got 18, he got 200.
Yeah, Son only had 200 passing yards last year. Yeah. They made it an emphasis this year for him to work on catching the ball because he's not a great passer.
No, listen. I didn't say that that's his specialty. What I'm saying to you though, but I know what I can get from this kid. I'm going to take him knowing what I can get from him. So yes, I would go with him because of that.
So shout out to Jonathan Taylor though. I'm
gonna go with probably not Henry, more like an all-purpose back because, like to your point, Mark, you have to build. Of course, you have to build a great line around any team, but I think you're going to be able to do more with less. With like a McCaffrey, a Cook, a Barkley, they can make more things happen. When things kind of start break down a little bit. Like if you have a bad line, you could still split this guy out and get some yards.
Saquon's overrated. Saquon's overrated.
But the only problem is this though.
Here's the thing with Henry though. Banks, and I kind of agree with Mark picking him. You could slow him down for 2.5 quarters, but that constant, and he's a big dude. By the middle of the fourth quarter, you like, man, get this guy out of here, and he's still coming at you like, put up.
But also, if you look at something, he's not been hurt. He's been injury free. When you look at Dalvin Cook, you look at McCaffrey, you look at some of these Barkley, all these all-purpose backs, then they get hurt because they are out there in space more also. But I'm looking at a guy that don't get hurt. He has been showing up there to work 16 games most times. I'm taking that kid. That kid is that kid is a power back that is different with speed also. It's not like he's not fast either.
Yeah. Once he gets a head start, listen, you He can outrun you and he can stiff arm you into the ground.
Yeah, that's what I said. He's a
into the ground. Into the ground. Another dimension. How about that?
It's another dimension. All right, y'all. This is our take, man. Peace out.
Peace.
This is our take. 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 This is our take.